Hey guys, welcome to my questions and answer video. I have little David here with me today because he just wants to be held and rocked. He does not want to be put down. So let's see if I can get this accomplished with me holding him. So thank you guys so much for all of your comments and your questions. You guys have some really good questions for me to answer, so I was excited to get really good questions. And I, based on your feedback, came up with an Instagram and a Facebook page. So both of those links are going to be down below. So definitely follow me on Facebook and Instagram if you have both of those, and we can chat and I'll put up pictures and it will be a fantastic time. So let's get started. I kind of put these questions in order, like in a way that they made sense to kind of flow through things. So here we go. First question is, how old are you and your husband and how did you meet? I am 27 and my husband Tony is 30. He'll be 32 next month. He's 31 right now. And we met through a mutual friend out at the bars one evening, which was really funny. My husband's mom and my best friend's mom have been like best friends forever, so they kind of grew up together and then drifted apart for a little while, didn't really talk much, and then we kind of all met out at the bar one night, so that was really fun. Oh, and how long have we been married? We have been married for, it'll be 2 years in June. The next question is, how long did you TTC for? We TTC'd for 8 months. I guess they count like when you start TTCing, technically, when you stop preventing pregnancy. So we got married in June. That July, I went off my birth control, and we got pregnant in March. The very, very end of March, so that makes it 8 months. But I really started trying around like October and November of that year, so that would be like 3 or 4 months, I guess, TTC. That's how long it took us to get pregnant. Okay, so next question is, did you use ovulation kits when you were TTCing? I did. I used them for 2 cycles. I used them for the cycle before I got pregnant and then the cycle that I got pregnant. I'm not sure how I really like using OPKs because when I used them, I pinpointed ovulation like 5 days before I think I actually conceived. I'm not sure I really like OPKs. I'm more of a fan of just listening to your body and the signals that your body's giving you on like when you're ovulating and just, I guess, like the different things your body goes through when you have your cycle. What did you do while TTCing other than having sex? I'm not sure if you're talking about like what we did to conceive or like just other things that kept us busy when we were trying to conceive to keep our mind off of it. But as I said just previously, we did use ovulation prediction kits to OPKs to try to pinpoint ovulation to conceive that way. And then I also just used an app on my phone on when I thought just like a trying to conceive app on my phone that helped. And then I did taking my temperature. I tried doing that, but I woke up different times each morning, so it was kind of hard to get like a reliable basal temperature that way. Okay, so other than using the OPKs and then charting and doing my temperature, that's really all I did to try to conceive. And then things that we just did, I guess to take our mind off TTCing, was just still to have fun, to be social, to go out with friends, to go on date nights and take walks, and just like still to have fun and enjoy being together as a couple. Because when you get pregnant and have a baby, all of your couple time goes away. So definitely enjoy the time that you have together while trying to conceive, is my advice. So next question is, anything I need to know or be aware of during pregnancy, since this is my first pregnancy? I don't know anything I need to be aware of. I did a lot of reading up on pregnancy and what my body was doing during pregnancy. So that, I think that kind of helped me a little bit, but anything to be aware of, I don't know during pregnancy. A lot of people are going to give you their advice and how they think that you should do things, but it's your pregnancy, it's your body, and it's your baby. So always keep that in mind when people are giving you advice or opinions, or they tell you what they think you should do. You should always do what you feel is best for you and your family. That's, I guess, the advice that I have on that. The next question is about nipple shields, and I guess how to get it to stick on your nipple, the right size, if it's common to use 2 different sizes, and the best storage bags for milk. I don't really consider myself an expert in nipple shields. I kind of, I guess, just go off my experience with using one. How to get it to stick. I find it's easier to get the nipple shield to stick when it's wet, so just wash it with some water, and I find that helps stick to your breast a little bit better. Also, there's directions online, like pictures of how to do it, but you can just turn it inside out and then kind of flop it over your nipple and it will kind of create a shield. I needed to do that and it will kind of like suck up your nipple up in the little suction area, I guess, if that makes any sense. I needed to put it on a specific way right when I first started, and then now I can just kind of plop it on and he can find it really easily. before it would take him a long time to latch, so I needed to make sure it was on just right, but now I can just kind of throw it on there and he will find it and figure it out and just take it that way. As far as how to like know your size, or 2 different sizes, I was told by a lactation consultant to use the smallest size that you can get away with, I guess, because then when you're weaning off of the nipple shield, it'll be easier for them, just because, like, obviously if it's big and then you take it off and your nipple's smaller, it's harder for them to kind of figure it out. So definitely use the smallest size that you can. As far as using 2 different sizes, I'm not really sure. I just used one size, and I guess I was kind of fitted for one. Not really fitted, but I was given like the extra small one when I was in the hospital with him. The lactation consultant gave one to me. So I would recommend, if you're having questions or having problems with the nipple shield, to definitely contact a lactation consultant, because they are so helpful. They will help you figure it out, how to put it on, and then they can also help you like trying to wean and stuff like that. So I highly recommend talking to a lactation consultant in your area about the nipple shield. And as far as storage bags, I did a breastfeeding, like a pumping and storing video a little while ago. I'll link that below. But I really do like the Lanalo bags the best for storing milk. I'm not a fan of the Medilo one. I've talked about this before. And the Lanalo bags, you can fit a lot more milk in them. So I feel like you definitely get your money's worth out of bags because they're taller. And then I like how it has like 2 little Ziplocky things on it. And it's really easy to Ziplock. So I like those the best, and they've been working for us. How did you decide on David's name, and what were other options? We decided on David's name. It was actually funny. My dad recommended the name, and we were kind of just throwing around names, and he's like, I really like David. I'm like, no, David's too boring, and it's too common, and whatever. But what really sold me on his name was the nickname that we call him is Davy. I think Davy is so cute, and we spell it D-A-V-Y. So we call him Davy. And I don't know, the name just kind of grew on me. It's not a family name. We just really liked it, and it's what my husband and I could agree on, and we like calling him Davy. Yeah, and his middle name is James, and we came up with that because it's actually both of our dad's name. It's my dad's name, and it's my husband's dad's name, so that was kind of like a given. So he is David James. And as far as other options, that was really the only name that my husband and I agreed on. Like, I had my list of names, and Tony had his list of names, and David's really the only name that we could agree on, so that's what we named him. Okay, so how do you feel your relationship has changed now that you are new parents? Our relationship has definitely changed, but it's for the better. Obviously, when you have a new baby, things will definitely change in your relationship. Having alone time is a lot more harder to come by. We are so lucky though, because we both have our parents in town, like 5 minutes away from us, who have watched him a couple times. So my husband and I have been able to go out on some date nights and have some alone time, which is really awesome. And what we do is we really just try to like make really good use of the time that we have together, I think. So if we do have a couple hours to go on a date, we'll do something fun. We won't go to like the movies or whatever. We'll just do something together. And I also really make sure that we like talk as much as we can and hang out in the evening when he goes to bed to kind of get some together time. But it's definitely a challenge, and you kind of have to like work things out and to communicate a lot and to talk. And it's really hard to be like new parents and to still, I guess, keep the romance alive. It's also been so great to see my husband with the baby and to see him, and for him to see me as a mom. It's been so special, and you kind of have like a deeper commitment with each other, knowing that like you, I guess, created a baby together out of your love, and that you're parents, so you're kind of like together forever. Not that we weren't being married, but it's kind of like a stronger bond, I feel like, between the two of us now being parents, I guess. Okay, so how do you keep up being a social person while being a new mom? I kind of talked about this a little bit before with having our parents in town who are willing, and more than willing, to help us and to take care of him so we can go out. But as far as like, I guess, maintaining friendships, we have friends come over to the house, so we don't have to take him out like at night or whatever. So on the weekends we'll have some friends come over to our house, and we'll just like play games or watch movies and hang out that way. So that's good. People can come over here and see us rather than like us having to take him out or finding a babysitter. Okay, next question is, did you drift apart from any of your friends due to being pregnant or having a baby, being new parents? Not really. I wouldn't say that I did. Being pregnant, all my friends were really supportive. And also being a new mom, a lot of my friends realized too that like I just can't go out all the time, and I have to like plan when I go out, and so I'm not as spontaneous. And then also with being a stay-at-home mom, we have a tight budget now, so I can't like go out as much as I can before. And my friends have been like really understanding and really awesome about that, and they'll just like come over and hang out rather than like us going to dinner and spending money that way. So I really haven't had any problems with drifting apart or like losing any friends or anything, which is good. How are you enjoying being a stay-at-home mom? I love being a stay-at-home mom. It is amazing. Like, it's definitely what I thought, and also a little bit different than what I thought. I guess it's been a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it was, just being kind of home alone with him all day. So I guess like that's been a little bit of a challenge. And then as far as pros and cons of being a stay-at-home mom, for me the pros definitely outweigh the cons. My husband and I completely 100% agree that being a stay-at-home mom is what is best for our family, and for him to have his mom around all the time is just great. So that's definitely, I guess, like the biggest pro. You don't have to worry about like having a babysitter, even though my mom was willing to watch him if I were to go back to work. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about the added stress in our life. I don't have to worry about like coming home from work and then having a messy house and having to clean it. I can take my time with cleaning the house. So those, I guess, are all the pros. The cons of being a stay-at-home mom is, I guess, just being a little, not lonely, but, you know, I'm here with him in my house all the time during the day, so that I can kind of get to you a little bit, and I'm not at the age yet where, like, we can go out and do play groups and, like, go to the park because the weather's not nice right now. It's just starting to warm up a little bit. So it's been a challenge just with keeping him in the house for the first couple months, being going kind of stir crazy and being a little bit lonely. But that's really about it with the cons. Oh, I guess in the money thing. I was working part-time before, so it's not like we had, like, two full incomes coming in before. So it has been a little bit hard for us. And budgeting is definitely something that we're going to have to do. And we're just really watching our spending. And I definitely, like, am a coupon queen and will only buy things on sale and clearance. And I can do a whole, I guess, other video on tips for being a stay-at-home mom, I guess, and budgeting. I can do that. One more thing. Oh, and how long are you planning on being a stay-at-home mom? For as long as I can. Definitely for as long as I can. I don't know. Something would have to come along the line that I really have to be interested in, and I would really have to love what I was doing if I were to go back to work. I guess I would go back to work when both of my kids, or however many kids I have, are in school, and I would just work part-time while they were gone during the day at school. I maybe would go back to work then, or I might do something from home. I don't know yet, but I'm definitely not opposed to going back to work. But as I said before, it would definitely have to be something that I enjoy doing. Another challenge to being a stay-at-home mom that I have encountered is that none of my friends are stay-at-home moms. A lot of my friends, they work, they have full-time jobs, and a couple of my really, really good friends, their kids are a little bit older. So their kids are like in school. And then also a couple of my friends have just found out that they're pregnant or are due soon. So that'll be good. I can hang out with them, I guess, like during the summertime. So it's been kind of a challenge is to finding moms in the area who really are stay-at-home moms and moms that I can relate to. So as I said before, when the weather gets nicer and he gets a little bit older, I can start doing play groups and doing like moms or whatever in my areas, or mops. What's that called? Like mops? Moms of preschoolers, but it's like moms of all babies. So I'm definitely looking forward to finding some new moms in the area that I can be friends with, and our kids can play together. That'll be fun. Okay, so the next question is, would you like to have more children? How many and how far apart would you have them? Yes, we definitely want to have more children. At least definitely one more. Maybe 3. I'm definitely wanting, I think, 3, but my husband really only wants 2. So we're kind of hoping that our next baby is a girl, because that would be perfect. We'd have one of each gender, and then I think I would feel okay only having 2 kids. If we had another boy, I don't know. I might want to try again for a 3rd baby for a girl, but then you run that risk of having 3 boys, and there's nothing wrong with having 3 boys or 2 boys or whatever, but we definitely want one of each gender. And so we're hoping for a girl next. And then how far apart? I think we will try to get pregnant when he is 2, or close to being 2, so that he's closer to 3 when we have a second baby, because I would like definitely to have him, with this. I'd definitely like to have him out of diapers and be potty trained for when the second baby comes along, because I feel like it's a lot easier to have only one baby in diapers, and plus it would be a little bit more independent, so that would be good, and he can maybe help a little, not help, but like I don't know, just be a little bit more independent, I feel like is good. So definitely, yeah, 2.5 to 3 years apart, I think, is what we're going to space out our kids. Top tips for new parents. I guess it's going to go with what I said before, which is making time to spend with each other is crucial. Even if it's like 15 minutes after the baby goes to bed when you're tired, just like, we like to do no technology for like half an hour at night after he goes to bed, like right before we go to bed, where we like are not on our phones, we're not on our computers, we're not on the TV, and we just talk. I think that's really, really important, is to still talk and to communicate and just to laugh and be silly. I still think that's important. So that's just my main, I guess, tip, is to definitely make time for yourself and make time for your partner or your spouse, because they're still definitely important too. Yes. And happy parents around make happy babies, right? Oh, yes, they do. So now here are some really goofy questions that I got asked, and these are really funny. What do you really think about pickled eggs? Thanks, Dickie. Dickie's one of my friends. In real life, I would say. Pickled eggs, I hate pickled eggs. My husband loves them, I hate them. I think they smell like farts. Do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yes, I do like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I have to be really in the mood though for one. Meltdown! I really have to be in the mood for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm a huge fan of peanut butter. Like for breakfast, every morning I pretty much always have the same thing. I just have an English muffin with peanut butter and bananas on it. So I definitely like peanut butter a lot, and peanut butter and jelly I'll have occasionally. If you were to have only one type of dessert for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Great question. And it's also a very challenging question. I think I would pick ice cream. I love ice cream. I love all different flavors of ice cream. Mint chocolate chip is my favorite. So if I were to have only one dessert forever, I would pick mint chocolate chip ice cream. So that's it for my very first Q&A. Thanks again for leaving all of your awesome questions below, and I thought this was really fun. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye! Really? Yeah, you don't know how you feel either, do you? You're drooling. Where's droolings? Oh. I dropped a pink. Oh my. You are just a drooling fool today. You're just a drooling fool. Yeah. We got some puking. Oh my. Oh my goodness gracious. So much vomit.